Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's episode of Career Congregation. I am solo this week with an announcement, and I kind of wanted to check in with everyone. It's been kind of a crazy couple of weeks in the collective. Obviously, geopolitically, things are really intense. So I hope everyone is staying safe, looking after themselves, and looking out for each other because, yeah, it's pretty intense out there. So I just wanted to take a moment and reflect on that. There's just been so much going on. It's really important. We are now in the year of the fire horse, which I know Chris and I talked about last week. This is a relentless and extremely fast moving, energetic year. If you're into energetics, I really do notice them. It's something I've paid a lot more attention to since I became a therapist. They're kind of hard to deny or ignore. It goes so beyond like the linear logical plane. And I am very tapped into feeling. Obviously, as a therapist, I'm very empathetic, but I really feel people's energies. And when the collective energy is really heavy, I feel that too. So there's a lot going on right now with the emphasis of all of this fast-paced stuff. I think it's really important that you double down on self-care, rest, turn your phone off when you need to. I have gotten to a place with my phone, and I've been this way for a couple years, but I'm even more rigid now. A few years ago, when I was really in the depths of my training to be a therapist, and I was completely overwhelmed with everything that was going on. I had some chaotic stuff going on in my family. I was going through a really heavy heartbreak. I was completely heartbroken. And I had just started working with clients, so it was very new to me, and it was really intense. And so I just couldn't handle any bad news or anything that dysregulated me. And as difficult as that time was, I feel grateful that I had that experience when I did, because it's really prepared me. I feel so much stronger now, and I feel that I'm seeing that I'm really being surrounded by a lot of people going through really heavy stuff right now. So I feel very able to support people going through some major transitions right now, from friends to family to clients. I feel that I'm here to help a lot of people right now. What I would like to reflect on is that doubling down with self-care, being overstimulated, phone energy. Since that time when I was really struggling and overloaded, one of the first things I did was turn off all notifications on all apps of absolutely everything on my phone except banking. I kept banking on in case anything urgent came up, but otherwise, I don't get notifications for anything unless someone physically calls my phone. So I don't have WhatsApp notifications. I don't have any social media notifications. I don't get notifications when I get emails, nothing. Unless someone physically calls me or sends me an old school SMS, or I get a banking notification, nothing comes up on my phone. So in this way, I control my phone. It doesn't control me. And with everything going on globally right now, I think if you have news apps or anything like that in social media, it's just going to be a constant notification cesspit, and that's just not good for your nervous system. So I know I have worked with a number of people through slowly phasing out how much they're on their phone, how much they use their phone. I mean, obviously, it's a control thing, right? The tech companies, they own us in so many ways, and they have all of our data. So if you can separate yourself from some of your tech for more hours each day, that's definitely going to be better for you. So take a note of that. I keep mine on do not disturb when I'm working and when I'm sleeping. And sometimes when I wake up, I just keep it on do not disturb all day until I get to the end of the day. And I'm on the couch chilling out. Then I might take it off. You need to do it to the degree that works for you, but I just think it's really important that we own our phones and our phones don't own us. I wasn't planning on touching on that, but that is a big one. So, because it also really affects people's sleep. And what we need right now in this really fast paced time is to be really well rested after your nourishment, your sleep, your physical activity. Like these things are also important. The wellness pillars, which I know I've harped on about in previous episodes. Sleep is the most important one, right? And our phones like destroy our sleep. So, sleep, diet, exercise, community connection, and nature and sunlight. Get those in because they're more important than ever right now. Things are really just going bonkers. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. So, returning now to what I was saying, I have an announcement. So, because I really want to be able to support people in this like really crazy time, obviously, I'm still a therapist and coach working with people one on one. But I think I have touched on this podcast was inspired by some of the group coaching that I had started implementing at the end of 2024. And then it was like too many things. So I paused the group coaching, started the podcast, and now we're coming up to 1 year of the podcast next week. I think next week or the week after is our 1 year anniversary. So that's very exciting. That will be a separate episode. But I'm in a place now where I have some capacity and I can just see collectively what's going on, and people need support. People also need community. That's one of the wellness pillars. And so I've launched these coaching groups. So they're 6-week groups starting from next week. I realize that's a bit soon, so that's why I'm just kind of like putting it out here on the podcast. You will be in groups of 6. So if you're interested in doing it, the numbers are very limited. I'm doing 3 different cohorts to serve different time zones. So there's going to be a 9 a.m. one. So the UK time, there's going to be a 9 a.m. one, a 12:45 p.m. one, and a 6:30 p.m. one. So hopefully, depending what time zone you're in, if you're interested, one of those slots will work for you. But basically, it's group coaching. These first cohorts, I'm keeping it very, very cheap, super affordable, because I am aware that there's a lot of people that are in job limbo right now, or kind of like career crisis. They're either really spread thin, stretched for cash, or they're unemployed, or they've just quit and they don't know what they're going to do next. So I'm trying to keep costs extremely low because I want it to be accessible and helpful for everyone. So yeah, links are in the episode description if you're interested. But what it's going to look like is there's going to be 3 groups of 6 run over a course of 6 weeks. And that is your little group. They're going to be your partners. And I think in having the weekly check-ins each week, it will provide accountability for you. But what it's going to look like, which is what I did at the end of 2024, is that you will, at the end of each week, you will have a task that you're going to do before the following week. And everyone's tasks are going to be different because everyone's going to be coming at this from different career stages. But there is an overall course that I have created, and we will be following the structure of that course, and it does kind of apply to everyone. So, and you've got your little crew. You'll all have a WhatsApp group so you can communicate as much as you want with each other between the weekly sessions. But by the end of the 6 weeks, you'll have taken some important steps, and you'll have a plan for whatever next is going to look like for you as you progress in your career goals. So whether that's like starting the process of quitting your job and applying for new jobs, updating your CV, updating your LinkedIn, or if it's like launching a website, launching a blog, finding new clients, like whatever that looks like, that's what you'll focus on for your 6 weeks. So it's personalized, but it's also in a group capacity. That's why I'm keeping the group small, so that everyone has the opportunity to share their stuff and get feedback from the group, right? So it's the community energy that is so helpful. That's what came out of the groups that I ran at the end of 2024, and it was just so wonderful. And everyone wanted to stay connected, and everyone you're very invested in your peers in your little group, and you want to help them succeed. And also, there's an obvious like networking, joining and merging of networks that comes from these groups. So, if you want to do something in fashion, but you haven't worked in fashion yet, and then in the group, someone's got a friend who works for Gucci or something and is like, oh, I can introduce you to the HR person and you guys can start a conversation. Like, you just never know where these things are going to go. So, really looking forward to that they will start next Thursday. So I'll put links in the episode description if you're interested. So I wanted to announce that. I really want to be able to help more people right now. So yeah, so those will be launching next week. So let me know if you're interested and I can send you the information. Also, to touch on myself, my private practice, and where things have shifted for me. Obviously, I'm no longer a resident of the United Kingdom. I'm still a British citizen though. And obviously, I did all my training in the UK. I'm a member of the British Association of Counseling and Psychotherapy. So as a therapist, I'm a member of their association. So I adhere to their ethics and policies. Soon also will be a member of the Irish Association of Counseling and Psychotherapy. So I'll be represented in both places. I am trying to sort of spread my wings to a larger audience, and I would like to be offering my services with more of the expat community. I am an expat right now because I'm not living in the UK. But even before that, I've been an expat most of my life. As many of you can tell, I have an American accent. I was born in the US. I moved to the UK when I was a little kid because of my dad's job, and I went to an international school growing up in the UK. So I've been an expat since I was 6. So I've been an expat for most of my life. And I am now in these like expat communities and bubbles as I travel around. So I've been between Ireland and Portugal for the last kind of like 9 or 10 months. And also going to be exploring Spain potentially because their visa options are looking promising as well. So lots of expats. I also, obviously, through my own personal network of just by being an American citizen and having friends in the US, I know a lot of people leaving the US, and I know a lot of people leaving the UK, trying to figure out what they're going to do next, where they should move to. I'm very seasoned in doing this. So very happy to offer therapy and coaching for anyone who it's maybe the first or only second time you've ever done this. And it's scary and it's isolating and dysregulating and can be lonely and is a real challenge on the relationship front, with friends and dating or marriages. So I know the strain that the sort of expat like international life can put on relationships in all capacities, and kids being new in school, that's a real challenge too. And I was the new kid for a little while, and I've had friends be the new kid every year since I was little. So I know how all these things look, and I'm really happy to be supportive for people going through that. So I just thought I would share that. I don't know if any of you have noticed or if you've checked, but all my bios have been updated now, and I'm an expat therapist is kind of how I'm labeling myself. But I'm also British and American. So very happy to continue working with my clients in the UK. That is where I've lived for most of my life. So it's not like I'm speaking to someone in a country and I have no idea what they're talking about, So I'm still very well set up to work with all of my UK clients and people in the UK, but I am also targeting a lot of the expat kind of demographic now. So if you are one and you're looking for a therapist, or you know someone who's recently moved and they're struggling or wants to talk to someone, I'm your girl. So I just thought I would share those updates. And if you want to chat or you have any questions, give me a shout. And yeah, I think those are all the things. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I hope you're all looking out for each other right now. This is a crazy time to be a human. So be supportive of each other, and you know where to find me if you need to chat. Okay? Thank you, and have a great week. I'll see you all next week.